Hi, it's Craig, WJ6F. Today's video, we're going to be talking about the Walker 2 FCC CB radio from President Electronics. And we'll get started right after this. Okay, the items you get in the radio: mounting bracket, mounting hardware, the microphone, owner's manual, power cord, the radio itself, and a President CB sticker. The manual is written in 3 languages: English, Spanish, and French. It's easy to follow, easy to read, written very well. They even give you some handy hints, like they give you the phonetic alphabet, and they also give you some CB jargon. On the back panel you have your heatsink, SO239 for the antenna, plug-in for Vox, PA, external speaker, and main power. Okay, for the front panel, you have your meter for signal and power, weather channel button, switch for CB or PA, center switch is for emergency 1 or 2, and it's fully programmable. I'll show you how to do that a little later. If it's in the off position, you can use the main knob for choosing your channel, 1 through 40. Over here you have your noise limiter, high cut, noise blanker, or off, talkback, which I'll show you how to set that up, Vox, main channel select knob, your RF gain and mic gain dial, RF power, your volume and squelch control, and the jack for the microphone, and a USB plug. Okay, to access the main menu, press and hold the main function knob, and it'll bring you into the menu. Here you can choose whichever color you want. Press the knob in again, and there's about 7 colors you can choose from: cayenne, yellow, purple, clear, red, green, blue, which I think works the best for the camera. Press it again to lock it in. Then if you want the radio to beep every time you press a key or turn a dial, press it in, select on or off. Then if you want to have your Roger beep, on or off. Tone, what this does is, if you don't really like how it sounds when people are coming out, if it's too tinny or too deep, you press it, you can either go up or down to change the tone. Dimmer, this dims the main screen. These are the emergency 1 and emergency 2 for changing which one you want on this switch here, and I'll show you how to do that a little later. This is your SWR. This is kind of a handy feature. Right now I'm going into a dummy load, and when you get the solid, you see it says 1. When you have a solid tone, that means you're at 1.0 to 1 SWR. And as it starts getting worse, it'll start giving you different beep lengths on how far off you are. So you can pretty much set it audibly instead of having to get in and out of the car to set your SWR. Now you can select your mic type, if you have this electric, I think it's called, or the dynamic mic. This is how it comes set up to the factory with the microphone that comes with it. Then you have your PA select. Okay, to set up the weather, go ahead and just press the button, and then you have 1 through 7 that you can choose from, depending on which frequency is closest to you. If you press and hold the weather button, you get this A, which what happens is the weather service will send out a tone, and the CB will automatically kick over to the weather bands. If you don't want that, press and hold, and it turns off. Press and hold again to bring it back up. Okay, to set up talkback, the first thing you're going to do, press on the button, hold the PTT button, and then what you can do is you turn the channel selector and pick which level of talkback you want. Higher you go, the more you can hear yourself, but you will get feedback if you're not careful. And it'll go all the way up to 9. I find that about 5 or 6 works just fine. Test. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. And then you can hear the talkback. To cancel it, just push the button again. Now this radio features, and you can see it right down here, is ASC, Automatic Squelch Control. To turn it on, just dial the squelch knob all the way to the left, and you'll see it ASC appear in the screen. What the automatic squelch control does is, this is kind of a set it and forget it kind of thing. If somebody's signal is strong enough, it'll automatically break through the squelch, so you don't have to keep messing around with what level you wish to have your squelch at. The center switch right here is for emergency channels. When it's in the off position, just use the main knob to choose which channel you wish, 1 through 40. It comes from the factory set at channel 9 for emergency 1 and channel 19 for emergency 2. Okay, to change the emergency 1 and 2, you're just going to go into the main menu by pressing and holding the main knob. Now they come from the factory. Emergency 1 is set at 9, emergency 2 at 19. We're going to change emergency 1 to channel 6. Press the knob again, it'll start flashing. Pick the channel you want, press the main knob again, escape out of the menu, and now you're all set. Okay, when it comes to the PA system, when you have it in this LN, what happens is the received signal from another CB user will go through the internal speaker, while when you speak through the microphone, it will go through the PA address system. When you have it set to OF, only the microphone can be heard through the public address system that you have set up. When you have it set up as PA, both the received signal and when using the microphone, those will both go through the loudspeaker you have set up for your PA address system. And then next you have reset, so you can reset the entire radio back to factory settings. Okay, now if you need to reset the entire radio, go back into menu, pressing and holding the main knob. And it's going to bring up Reset All. This is the only selection you have. Just hit the button and then hit it again and it'll reset the entire radio for you. There's two ways to do the scanning, and they're going to require the up and down button on the microphone. If you just want to go to another channel real quick, just press the up or down button and hold it real quick and go to the one you want. Now if you want it to scan until you receive another signal, press and hold until you see this little blinking dot right here. And then it'll go through until you hear a received signal break through the squelch. I turned up the squelch and you see that it stopped at channel 28. Once it doesn't hear anything anymore, it'll continue scanning. And to turn it off, just hit the PTT button. Okay, when it comes to the inside of the radio, as you can see, there are no pots to adjust. Not a whole lot you can do with the inside of this one. Now let's hook this up to a meter and see how much power we're getting. Okay, first we're going to start with channel 1 and see how many watts we're putting out on this. Legal limit for a CB radio should be 4 watts. And it looks like we're getting about 3.5. Same with channel 40. And now let's see what we're getting down on channel 19. And again, 3.52. Okay, now there is a hidden menu. As we saw, from the factory you get about 3.5 watts of power. Now with this hidden menu, you can bring that power up a little. Now, just a warning, you do so at your own risk. I'm not going to be responsible, and I'm sure President Electronics is not going to be responsible if you fry your radio. Now, the way you get to the hidden menu, you have to press and hold the PTT button. You have to make sure that you're in CB, off, and off. And you're going to press and hold the PTT button, press the weather button, press talkback, and turn the power on all at the same time. So here we go. Press PTT, press weather, press talkback, turn the power on, and now you're in this hidden menu. Okay, now once you're inside, as you can see, mine is set for PL 143, which is the power level. Yours will probably be different. And as we saw earlier, you get about 3.5 watts. If you increase this number, say we go up to 155, the power drops down to 2.5 watts. Now if you go down with the PL number, say down to 135, now you're at 4.13 or 4.14 watts. The lowest you can go is 120. It will not go any lower, and that gives you almost 5.75 watts of power. Not a huge difference, probably not going to make a whole bunch of difference in the grand scheme of things. Okay, now using the up and down button on the mic, push up and you get to audio level. Now the max you can turn this up to is 190. But if you want to be as loud as you can be, that's the way to go. For me, I'd turn it down a little. And that's all there is to it for the hidden menu. And once you've made your setting, as we did in the hidden menu, now you can see on channel 1, I'm right at about 5 watts. Same with channel 40. And channel 19, they're all the same. Now to me, this has been a great little radio. I've been using it for a few weeks. I've had no problems with it. And even before using the hidden menu, the first contact I made was a skip out in East Texas. And then I've had several local ones, obviously. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please leave them in the comments section below. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell so you'll be notified each time I upload a video. Now, if you'd like to help support the channel, there is a Patreon link in the description area. And while you're here, check out one of these other videos. And again, thanks for watching.